So dear students, in our last section we have seen the nodes that are used in the decision tree. Now in this section we will see how to build the decision tree. So as I said in the last section that decision tree is responsible for graphical representation in such a way that we are denoting the choices and the happening circumstances by using the decision tree. So there are exponentially many decision trees that can be constructed from a given set of attributes, because the attributes are given and according to that we are building the decision tree. So there are various ways by using which we can construct the decision tree, because we are having the set of attributes with us. While some of the trees are more accurate than others, finding the optimal tree is computationally infeasible. Why now? Because the exponential size of the search space is different. So efficient algorithms have been developed to induce a reasonably accurate suboptimal decision tree in a reasonable amount of time. So these algorithms usually employs which strategy? That is nothing but the greedy strategy. Greedy strategy, which grows the decision tree by making series of locally optimum decision about which attribute to use for partitioning of the data. And one of such algorithm is the Hunt's algorithm, which is the basis of many existing decision tree algorithms including ID3, C4.5 and CART. So Hunt's algorithm is the basic algorithm which gives us a very good decision tree. In Hunt's algorithm, a decision tree is grown in a recursive fashion by partitioning the training records into successively purer subsets. So by using the Hunt's algorithm, the decision tree is built in a recursive fashion, in that we are partitioning the training records into the various subsets. So let DT be the set of training records which are associated with node T, and Y is nothing but the collection of Y1 to YC number of attributes, where Y is the target variable with C number of classes. So the following is the recursive definition of Hunt's algorithm. In that, step 1, if all the records in DT belongs to the same class YT, then node T is a leaf node labeled as YT. Means, now we have seen that what is DT? DT is nothing but the set of training records. So if all the records in DT belong to the same class YT, then the node T is leaf node, which is labeled as YT. And in step 2, if DT contains records that belong to more than one class, an attribute test condition is selected to partition the records into smaller subsets. Means if DT contains the records that belongs to more than one class, then the attribute set is selected so that the records are partitioned into the smaller subsets. A child node is created for each outcome of the test condition, and the records in DT are distributed to the children based on the outcomes. So the child node is created, and according to that it is distributed to the children based on the outcomes. The algorithm is then recursively applied to each and every child node. So to illustrate how the algorithm works, consider the problem of predicting whether a loan applicant will repay her loan obligations or become delinquent, subsequently defaulting on her loan. A training set for this problem can be constructed by examining the records of previous browsers. So in the example which is shown in this particular table, each record contains the personal information. We can see each record contains the personal information of the borrower along with the class label indicating whether the borrower has defaulted on loan payments or not. So we can see in the table all the information is given. Is the particular borrower is home owner? Yes, no. Marital status of that married, single or anything, annual outcome, defaulted, borrowed. So the Hunt's algorithm, so we can see this is the particular example we are having, by using which we can construct the tree. So the initial tree for the classification problem contains the single node. So we can see over here we have used the Hunt's algorithm on the particular table. So dealing with this, we can see the defaulted label is nothing but the root node. So which means that most of the borrowers successfully repaid their loans. The tree, however, need to be refined since the root node contains the records from both the classes. The records are subsequently divided into smaller subsets based on the outcome of the homeowner or test condition as given in B, where the homeowner defaulted no as is it the homeowner? If yes, if the he is the homeowner, defaulted, yes or no. If he is not the homeowner, then what will be the condition? So it is given in this. The justification for choosing this attribute test condition is how the homeowner, we can define he is giving the loan payments or not. So for that, these are the attributes by using which we are trying to find it. So now we will assume that this is the best criteria for splitting the data at this point, because see, we are splitting the data. So Hunt's algorithm is then applied to each and every child node. Okay, each and every child node it is applied. So the left child of the root is there for a leaf node which is labeled, and for the right child we need to continue in such a way that we will be applying the recursive step. So we can see over here the homeowner, yes, then defaulted no. The homeowner, no, then what is his status? Then according to that, if it is single or divorced, then defaulted no. If married, then defaulted no. Means in the previous figure we have seen, we have splitted that particular tree, and as it is successful we are splitting that into more numbers. So now in this we can see the whole tree is generated as, if it is homeowner, yes, then what is the condition? Then homeowner, no, then what is his status? Then single, divorced, according to that again it is further classified. If married, it is stopped at the particular leaf node. So the Hunt's algorithm is used for inducing the decision tree. So it works well if every combination of attribute value is present in the training data, and each combination is having the unique class label. So these assumptions are too stringent for use in practical situations, because in practical situation every time we are not having the combination of unique class label. So the additional conditions are needed to handle if we are having the cases like it is possible for some of the child nodes created that can be empty, that is there are no records associated with the nodes. It can happen, as well as the records associated with the set have identical attribute value. So it also happened that they are having the similar value, then it is not possible to split the records. So we have to consider these conditions also, because every time we are not having the unique label data. So this is all about the Hunt's algorithm, which is used for inducing the decision tree, in which we are using the Hunt's algorithm because it is very useful and it gives a very good partitioning of the data, in which we are dividing the records by the same class, and then the leaf nodes are labeled. If it is working for node 1 or the child node, then it is applicable to other children node as well. So this is nothing but the Hunt's algorithm, which is used for inducing decision tree. In our next section we will see the design issues of the tree induction. Means, as I said now, if the same data will be there, then how we are going to split that. then as well as if the child nodes are empty, then what will be done? We have to consider all these things. So in our next section we will see the design issues of the decision tree induction. Thank you.